there is a strong belief that it's rather expensive to study in Europe. Is it true for Canada? And if it is true, can we consider this study in Canada like investment for the future?
This is a very good question. In Canada, education, higher education, university or college education, cannot be free, unlike in some universities in Germany or in Poland, from what I understand. However, if you compare commercial universities in Europe or in the States or in England, Canada is considerably cheaper. The reason is because the government subsidizes universities and colleges because it is the government's priority to educate its population and to make sure that people have better opportunities in life and then give back in the form of taxes, new ideas, better work, better quality, and so on and so forth. So yes, in Canada it is much more affordable to obtain a reputable and prestigious university degree.
The second part of the question, can we consider this like the investment for the future?
Absolutely, absolutely. Canadian education is at least at the same level as university or college education in Europe and in the States. If you look at the ratings of universities, University of Toronto, U of T, is steadily taking 14th, 15th, maybe sometimes 16th place in the world university ratings. So it's just a few steps behind Harvard, Oxford, Cambridge, all those, popular and brand names for universities. Another university, McGill, which is situated in Quebec, in the French province in Canada, is only a few rating points behind U of T also. So if you look at the quality of education, yes, definitely you pay less, you receive a diploma that's respected all over the world, and on top of everything, Canada encourages its graduates to remain in the country, and as I mentioned before, to give back to Canada in the form of their work and taxes and so on and so forth. So people who are successful in studies have an opportunity to stay in Canada,
to be successful in work.
Yes, and then if they wish, they can remain in Canada and get permanent resident status that leads to Canadian citizenship.
All right, the second question. What's the difference between the Canadian system of education and, for example, from America? And is it predestinated for different regional, like in New Scotland, or countrywide, over national educational programs, according which concern the feeling of the job market, labor market?
Labor market, definitely. Again, I don't feel that I'm in a position to comment about American or British system, but I can say that in Canada, the programs are designed based on information received from major players in the job market. So, for example, there is a demand for IT specialists, and it's forecasted that in the next 5 years we'll need 100,000 of them. So there are programs that limit the intake of students to those numbers that will fill in this specific demand. Not because the program is so popular, they'll open up for 500,000. No, they'll limit it to 100 to make sure that this specific demand is met and that there's no unemployment. And this is how the system is built. If you want specifics, each college, each university has a rating system for their programs. Each specialty, each major has an KPI index. The higher the KPI index, yes, the better prospects are for the graduates to get a job after graduation. So if you're selecting a program, look at the KPI and you'll know if it's good or not.
And the last question. there is a strong proof myth between the students that after, for the students who are older than 25, they will not receive visas. Are there any restrictions for receiving the education abroad?
Thank you. I get this type of questions so often. Thank you very much. As an immigration lawyer, I deal with people who find themselves in situations that are not standard, and they feel that they need qualified help. They turn to a lawyer. An immigration lawyer is a person who can definitely help them after many years of dealing with visa posts all over the world. I can't say that it is automatically easy for an older person, no problem, for an elder, candidate to obtain a study permit. However, it's all based on individual circumstances of each case. I post interesting success stories on my Facebook. You're welcome to visit it, law firm of Kogan, and you will see many cases of people over 35, over 40 who were successful in obtaining study permits and who go to Canada. Some stay, some come back, and it's not impossible.
Despite of age.
Despite of age, so don't listen to myths, leave them for the library.